Hey everybody, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm here with my very first layout for the Paige Evans design team, and I am beyond excited to be a part of this team. A huge thank you to Paige for having me. I am very honored to be on the team. So for my first layout, I'm going to combine some Fancy Free with some Take Me Away, both of these designed by Paige Evans. And I've already done a little bit of the work here. You saw those two pages that I just showed you. I kind of mixed and matched several different squares from each one, and I've already done a little bit of work on my Cameo mat. And these are my pictures that I'm going to scrap. These are of my Paige. One day she was chasing me around the kitchen, and I had my phone, and I just kept snapping pictures of her as she was coming at me like a little monster. And I just thought they were so funny because of the look on her face, and that's just her personality. So I love those. So I'm using a new cut file from the cut shop, and it's called Out of Line Alpha, I believe. And I created my title in my Silhouette software and then shrunk each letter to be inside of a 2-inch square. And so I cut all of the squares of paper in 2 inches, 2 by 2, and put them on my mat and cut them out. So each letter is going to have a different color and a different pattern, again mix and matched from both collections. And so this is kind of how it's going to look. It may change just a little bit, but that's the basic design here. And I'm going to use that gorgeous lavender purple ombre type pattern paper as my background, and that's from Fancy Free. It has maps on the back, and I just think this color is so pretty, and I'm so excited to build my layout on it. Now I'm going to do some paint work, some watercoloring, and I'm going to use some white gesso here in the beginning and just smudge it around a lot of the paper with my hand. And now that it's dry, I'm going to come in with some of my shimmers, and I tried to choose colors that match the paper that I used for the letters, so the colors in the collection. So some purples, some teals, yellows, pinks, corals, and I'm just going to try to make all these colors work here on my background. And it does take me a while to get it just how I like it. These two colors I'm using here are Well Blue Me Down and Jenny B Blue, and one is more of a turquoise blue and one is more of an aqua greenish bluish color. And so I'm gonna just try to make a watercolor wash, I guess you could say, all over the background. So you're gonna be able to see it behind the pictures and behind the cut file, and it's just going to be a lot of color coming at you. And I was so excited how this came together. When I first started all the watercolor, I wasn't 100% sure that it was gonna work because I didn't want it to be too bright in the background and then overpower the paper or the pattern paper. And so, you know, I'm always kind of hesitant. I know I do a lot of mixed media and I get messy a lot, but I do have a lot of hesitation a lot to, you know, that am I doing too much, or is it overkill? So I bring all the letters back and the pictures and put everything back on to see what it looks like so far. And then I take it all off and keep working. And I decided that the top right area needed a little more of the blue aqua color. And I'm sorry about the glare on my pictures. I got some new desk lights for Christmas. My husband surprised me with some new lights, and so this is my first layout video using them. So hopefully the lighting is okay from where you're seeing this. So I decided I needed to add some purple, and this is another Shimmers product. It's an Inklings called Paradise Punch, and it is gorgeous. It's a little bit darker than this pattern paper, and that's why I chose it, because it's going to give me some more shading to bring out the purple. And I'm just using my brush. I am coming back over it with the packaging and then using my finger a little bit. I want it to look messy, but I want it to look blended in as well, I guess you could say. So on one of the pattern papers there, where that S, the color of that pink is really deep and rich, and the color of my paint was more of a bubblegum color. So I decided to make it a deeper pink to match that S, and so I dug into my gelato bin and pulled out a couple of shades. This is actually red, and I just smudged it with my finger because the background's still kind of wet, and I just smudged it into that pink, and it instantly turned into that deep pink color. And so I'm going to do that a few more times with more of my gelatos there, just to make some of the colors on the background a little richer. And most of them are going to make the pattern papers stand out. And I like how that turned out because, like I said earlier, I was worried that it was going to be too bold, but I think it actually has the opposite effect, and it makes the letters stand out a little bit more. So something else I wanted to do to make the letters stand out a little bit more was to add some vellum behind all the open spots. And so that's what I did. And it's a very subtle thing. It's not going to take away from anything, and it's not really going to add to anything, I guess, but it's going to make the letters a little crisper, I guess, and you can see them a little bit better. Because, you know, I want you to be able to read the title, which is also the main design of the page. Because if you can't read what it says, then it kind of defeats the purpose, I think. So I like how that turned out. Just a subtle difference. So I decided I need some more purple, a little bit darker purple down here on the bottom right behind the third photo. And I come back in with the shimmers and some gelatos and just add a little bit of a deeper color there. And then I decided that I needed some of that coral color, like in the O, in the word no. I needed some of that salmon coral color. And so I pulled out a couple more gelatos and just did some smudging to add that color in. It is just fun getting messy like this and using your hands to smudge paint or the gelatos. They really do give you a different look than a brush. So this is just some tissue paper from my stash to add a subtle border around my pictures. And then I'm going to come in with some thread before I glue anything down. I have not adhered anything yet to the paper. I want to make sure that the background is finished before I start to stick things down. And I've got all the different color threads that match. I've got the yellow, the lime green, the purple, the pink, and the aqua. And I just think the thread adds a little bit of the messy factor. It kind of goes along with my messy background idea, but it also adds little pops of color, and it also adds texture. And I just love how it looks. To this day, I still don't know why I love the tangled thread, but I just do. So this is some foam from my stash. I just happened to grab the light purple sheet of it, and it matches my background, even though you can't see it because it's behind my pictures, but it does give a little bit of dimension to the pictures. And this is going to ensure that the thread behind the photos is glued down. Now I'm going to work with the embellishments. And again, I'm mixing and matching the Fancy Free with the Take Me Away. And I've got a little tag, a pink tag that says Love Ya. And then this is part of the Fancy Free. There's a package of tags, different shaped tags, and I cut the end off of the one that's got some of the blue and the green. And then this top part here with this circle with the scallop, that's one of the wood veneer pieces from Take Me Away. And I love how both of these collections, they're different, but yet clearly you can mix and match them. And right away when I added that wood veneer, I totally forgot that I had already added some foam behind that picture, so I'm gonna have to go and kind of work around that so that picture's not too high. These buttons are from Fancy Free, and I'm gonna just use a couple of them to layer beside the photos. I guess I'm just trying to create some little clusters with the pictures and embellishments. And again, I'm trying to space the color out where there's not too much pink in one area or too much yellow. Now what I decided to do is some stitching. And again, I just took a break from the embellishing, and now I decided, okay, I'm going to stick all the letters down, and then I'm going to use a different color thread for each word. And it's a very subtle difference. You can't really see it from here, but I'm using the lime green, I'm going to use the purple, and I'm just doing a straight stitch through each word, mainly because I don't want any of those letters to move, but also because I like the way the stitching looks. And it adds, again, it adds a pop of color, it adds some texture, and it just sort of brings everything home. Once it's stitched down, it looks like it was meant to be there. I don't know how to describe that, but it just gives it a nice finished look. So all the words are stitched down. And now I'm going to come back into the embellishing. I decided I needed some extra little something peeking out from behind these pictures. So I'm going to come in with a little bit more of the pattern paper. from both of the collections. And just play around with the color. You can do so much with just those two pieces of pattern paper. There are so many different patterns and colors on there. You can do a lot with just those two papers. These are the Fancy Free Puffy stickers. And that's a little tab that says awesome or so awesome. No, it doesn't. It says adventure. I knew it started with an A, adventure. And then I'm going to use the yellow yay, and I'm going to use some of these puffy hearts and just kind of scatter them around. I just want little fun embellishments here and there. This is the chipboard thickers from not Fancy Free, Take Me Away. And again, there's a couple hearts on there, so I'm going to mix and match the hearts. Chipboard, puffy stickers, it's all good. These are the buttons from Take Me Away, and there's little bows. They're super cute. Some hearts. And I just like adding in these little bits, and there are a lot of little bits in these collections. Coming back with the thread, I decided I need some purple right there, and so the thread is a great thing to add in there when you just need a pop of a certain color. The thread is a fast, quick, and easy way to do that. All right, everything needs to be glued down. I'm going to use that So Fun circle, and that's from Fancy Free. And so is this little piece here that says favorite. And those are from the ephemera pack. And so is this U, and that's one of the acetate pieces. And there's the good thing about the Fancy Free die cut pack is there's acetate pieces and die cuts, and they are all beautiful. I can't pick a favorite. I like this U because it's the deep pink, and so it brings in some of that deeper pink color there. And I love how this is turning out. I want to make sure that the puffy stickers are stuck down in the chipboard because of all the mixed media and things. I wanted to make sure they're stuck down. I added another little wood veneer piece to mimic the circle up at the top. And then last but not least, or close to last but not least, I need an apostrophe. She's no ordinary girl. I need an apostrophe. So all I'm going to do is just draw one out and cut it and stick it down because, you know, you got to have correct grammar. I did used to be an English teacher in my previous life, believe that or not. And it bugs me when I see improper grammar, even though I'm from the South and I say things like fixin' to and y'all. Yes. Yes. Anyway, I'm going to add in a couple of lines here for my journaling. And I am almost finished. I love how this turned out. These two collections are so gorgeous, and I love creating big titles with lots of color and lots of paint, gelatos, mixed media stuff on the background. It's just my favorite thing to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm adding in some black splatters to bring out the dark colors in the photos, or the dark shades of black and gray. And then I do add the date stamp. And I believe this is going to wrap it up. Please let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. I've got a lot of still shots coming up. I love how this turned out. I just love the bright colors against the black and white photos. It was a lot of fun to make. Here you can see how some of the letters are not completely flat. Got a little bit of dimension there. I love how that turned out. You can see the crazy pictures up close and the dimension and all of the fun embellishments. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions or anything about anything that I did here today. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day and a Happy New Year.